Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So listen, you guys, you remember the story that I did on this channel where the Sunday World had reported that people from Eswatini, the Abakongi, had gone to Nkandla, Nkandla at the former president's home, the one with the pool. Khumbula iphuli beqamba manga bethi eyokudipha inkomo. Yes, they had gone to Nkandla to pay Lobolo. But it was being reported ukuthi there was drama on the day of the Lobolo, because what had happened was the former president was under the impression that the Eswatini people were coming to pay Lobola for the son of King Mswati, to marry his daughter, But it turned out that the father had wanted to pay Lobola for the son of Jacob Zuma, which was weird because the king, Mswati, and the former presidents are friends. So it's like, how are you my friend? Now you want to marry my daughter. We had thought that was the situation. Whether that situation was exactly like that or not, we don't know. We just have to imagine. So they said that when the former president found out that it was the king that wanted to take the daughter, not the son, he had walked out of the Lobola negotiations. But the Lobola negotiations had moved ahead because apparently the mother of the daughter did not mind taking the Lobola. So it was 100 cows and some millions, some millions, because it was the king that was Lobola. Then you guys, they had said that when the Lobola was being done, the daughter had already moved to Eswatini, and at some point she was introduced to the nation, to the Swaziland nation as the official girlfriend of the king. I think they call her Lupovela or something like that, to say, listen, this is my girlfriend, so she was not Makwapeni. Now they were paying Lobola for her. Now Zuma had walked out, allegedly, because these are newspapers writing these stories, Now, they are saying the daughter has run away and left the royal house, because she ain't seeing the husband. Because, listen, you guys, I'm thinking, what was she thinking? Because I remember when I did that story, I said, a man that has 15 wives and over 50 kids, where does he get the time to see every single one of those wives and all of the kids in 30 days? So you are lucky if he sees you once a month, honestly, as a family member. There is no one-on-one time there, you guys. This is me just imagining. Because I live with my husband, in the same house. Sometimes I feel like I don't see enough of him. Now I imagine a man that has 15 wives and 50 kids. That's a challenge. So I thought, what is she thinking? Is she thinking she's going to have a lovey-dovey marriage? I don't know, guys. I was not understanding this daughter's decision, but she was over there, you guys, ready to perform the duties of the first lady. Now, I'm going to read two short articles, you guys. One article is written by Scroller Publication, and the other one is written by Swaziland News, talking about the same thing, that the daughter has taken a step and another one out the gate of the Swaziland Royal House. She says she's not seeing her husband enough, honey. She's like, I'm not staying for this. I came for a man. So now, how am I not going to be seeing my man? So they're saying here, Nomcebo Zuma left her marriage to King Mswati III after months without seeing him. Okay. King reportedly paid 2 million rands Lobola and 100 cows for Jacob Zuma's daughter, who became his 16th wife in September 2024. Nomcebo Zuma has walked out of King Mswati after months of being ignored by her husband. Because how do you go all the way to South Africa, all the way to KZN, and all the way to Nkandla? Okay. Once upon a time, you guys, I went to Nkandla. That place is very far from Durban. Okay. I felt like I was at ESwatinu when I went to Nkandla. So that was a long way for them to go, for you to now skip, the marriage. Okay. So they are saying the young bride became the king's 16th wife during Umhlanga dance ceremony in September 2024, but sources said that she couldn't take being abandoned any longer. Okay, remember, there were reports that had said that at that Umhlanga event, the king had looked at Nomcebo and was like, you know what, your daughter, saying to the former president, your daughter would look very good with my son. Okay, which is why the former president thought it was going to be the son that would lobola. Okay, so it says, according to the Swaziland News, the separation has created concern within the royal family. The delegation has traveled to the Zuma homestead in Nkandla, KwaZulu-Natal to try and persuade her to return. Okay. So now the delegation is over there at Nkandla wanting to see Zuma, and Zuma is like, listen, I told you I was not part of this from the beginning. What do you want from me? Okay. Apparently, Mr. President is not wanting to see them. Mr. President is very, very busy with, the matters of Umkhonto weSizwe. Okay. And they are there trying to see him because the bride has run away. Okay. The marriage was meant to be a significant cultural alliance between the Zuma family and Eswatini royal household. Palace officials described it as being for love. Okay. Apparently she loved him. Okay. But Nomcebo's departure has exposed the reality of being married to a king with 15 wives. Okay. Listen, you guys, I don't understand what she was thinking. If he has 15 wives, there are 30 days in a month. You are the 16th one. When is he going to see you? Okay. The royal couple made headlines in October 2024 when they met Pope Francis at the Vatican during the 200 million 3-country tour. Okay, now I'm sounding like the former president trying to read this number. Okay. They had a private 30-minute meeting and taught the St. Peter's Basilica. Okay. But even then, cracks were showing. Jacob Zuma refused to approve the marriage and didn't attend the daughter's engagement or the wedding. Okay, King Mswati reportedly paid Lobola of 2 million and 100 head of cattle for Nomcebo. However, Nomcebo's mother, Nonkululeko Mamhlongo Zuma, was in full support of the union. She attended the engagement ceremony at the Reed Dance where King Mswati crowned Nomcebo with a feather of a purple crested turaco. What is a turaco? Okay, Eswatini national bird. Okay, so apparently ukufaka uphape uma ngabe sekuchuza uKing Mswati. Okay, that was very exciting. Okay, it was a celebration mode when His Majesty crowned Nomcebo with a feather. Former President Jacob Zuma was not there since he had been said to be very angry about the whole thing. But Mamhlongo was very supportive and happy. So the mother was very happy that the daughter is getting married to the king. I don't understand why. Okay. Nomcebo, a third-year university student, had taken a break from her studies to focus on royal duties. Okay, so she was very serious about this umendo. This isn't the first time the Zuma family has made unions with the Swatis. Zuma's nephew, Ukhulubuse, is married to a Swati woman, and Zuma himself was once married to Mina Shongwe from Eswatini. Neither the Zuma family nor Eswatini's royal palace has released an official statement about the separation. Okay, so that's what Scroller is reporting. Now, how does the Swaziland News report this story? They say King Mswati has allegedly sent the royal delegation to Inkandla in KwaZulu-Natal to negotiate the return of his junior wife, Umkhosikazi Ncebo Zuma, who's 22, who left the royal palace, saying that she can't tolerate being in a polygamous marriage where she stays 2 months without seeing her husband. Okay, guys, I think Nomcebo is delusional. Okay, she is a delulu of the delulus, because you grew up with your father having multiple wives. How many times did your father see your mother while you were growing up? Okay. Now, did you think that all of a sudden this was going to be different for you? I don't get it. I don't get it, okay? No disrespect, but I just don't get it. If you grew up in polygamy, you know that there is always wives that are not seen as much, okay? And when you marry into that, you are taking a risk that you might just be that wife that the king doesn't come to see. Okay, he runs out of energy before he gets to you, and then he starts again. Okay, he forgets who he saw and who he didn't see. Okay, in terms of Eswatini customary law, when a wife disappears, the delegation from the husband's family is then sent to engage the wife's family and negotiate her return. But the marriage between Nomcebo Zuma and King Mswati was exclusively reported by this publication, and indeed Nomcebo subsequently emerged as the king's lipovela, the girlfriend, during Umhlanga Reed dance ceremony last year. Okay, now this is what I'm thinking. You were not coming to see me for 2 months, but when I disappear, you find out. How do you know I'm not in my house? Because you don't come to see me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just wondering, how did the king know that she's not there? Because he doesn't go to see her in her house. Okay? Whatever it is that they call it in the royal house. Okay? Efforts to reach Inkosikazi Zuma family proved unsuccessful at the time of compiling the reports. Reached for comments by the Swaziland News on Wednesday, King Mswati spokesperson Upesi Melane said that he was not aware that Inkosikazi had left the palace, but clarified that his office was only responsible for the king's public image and not his private matters. Okay, I'm not aware by design and principle. My office portfolio does not stretch into the king's private life, only his public life in my area of interest. Okay, only his public life is the area of my interest or our office's interest. It's like, listen, that's a personal matter. Okay, that's a personal matter. Okay. It's been disclosed that the royal delegation has been spending days at Inkandla. And njengamanje guys, akubandi Inkandla shem ngiyabadabukela. So they've been spending days at Inkandla, KwaZulu-Natal, trying to seek an audience with Jacob Zuma. Okay? Which doesn't make sense, because if those stories were true that we were reading, that he had walked out of the Lobola negotiation and said, I'm not part of this. Now, how is he going to be part of this when the daughter has run away? Okay. Mr. Zuma refused to entertain them, saying he was against the marriage in the first place, but ended up accepting it because his daughter refused to listen, because they were trying to tell her, listen, when are you going to see this husband that has so many wives and you are so young at university? Just go complete your studies. Okay. They didn't say that. It's just me. I would have said that if she was my daughter. Okay. King Mswati married more than 14 wives. He has over 50 kids. Okay. There is 30 days in a month. A man has 15 wives and you are coming as the 16th. Okay. And over 50 children. Okay, and he has possibly girlfriends outside of the wives, and you married into that, and you think that you're going to see him. I thought she was just wanting to, to live that, nice life of the royal family. But when you marry someone like that, I'm not thinking that we are falling in love with the man and wants to see him every day. because there is no way you are going to see him every day. On top of that, he's a busy man, okay? He travels, he does all of these events, that. And you think that she thought she was going to be going to bed with her husband every night. How is that going to happen, ma'am? Anyway, you guys, again, the delegation is camping over there by Nkandla, okay? And Mr. Zuma is like, okay, build the tents over there, build the tents and sleep over there, because ngitshelile ngathi mina angizingeni indaba zaleli lobolo sekusho ubaba-ke uZuma. And I don't know where she is, okay? In fact, I should be asking you where my daughter is. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Did you think that this marriage was going to work? I'm just shocked by the fact that she thought she was going to be seeing her husband when she needs to see her husband. I don't know. I don't understand it, okay? The young people sometimes, okay? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before I'm going to share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngitanda kakhulu.